Welcome to Just Minding My Business Media, LLC. We sincerely hope that you are doing well and standing strong. How will you grow or start your business this year? Are you still thinking? Are you still trying? Walt Disney is quoted to have said, "The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing." Just Minding My Business Media, LLC is about the doing. So become known for your products or services on JMMB Radio podcast, heard in over 200 countries. Or if you're ready to take the leap, move to Mindset Movers TV as a host or series producer, broadcasting to the combined audience of Roku and Fire TV. Let's move in the right direction together. Contact us at jmmbradio@gmail.com. Everything that you are going through is preparing you for what you've asked for. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. Theodore Roosevelt. Today, Just Minding My Business Media, LLC is pleased to host authors of the soon-to-be-released anthology, Empowered to Win, Volume 3. Visionary author Allison G. Daniels and several women will share their stories about how through faith, they challenged obstacles to ultimately win. We look forward to sharing with you conversations that will inspire you to also have a winning faith. Welcome. So the first person we will meet today is Shantae Moody, Reverend Shantae Moody, who is a speaker, entrepreneur, minister, and owner of Uniquely You Designs, LLC. She is married to Reverend Marcus Moody and is the bonus mom of two amazing young adults. Shantae is passionate about encouraging women to see themselves through God's eyes and to unapologetically embrace the unique masterpiece that God created them to be. Welcome, Reverend Moody.
Yes.
Hi. Hello. Thank you
Yes.
so much for having me. Yay!
Yes. Welcome, my dear. I'm so happy to have you grace our stage. And I'm one of those people, I like beginnings. So, how did you get on the road that you're on now?
So the road that I'm on, as in the anthology, or just the road?
Just, I mean, everything led you to the anthology. So, your business and things that you're doing to help the community.
Okay, well, I will start with, I guess, what led me to my business. So I am the owner and creative designer of Uniquely You Designs, and we are an online custom apparel and jewelry boutique. So of course we sell custom jewelry, earrings, lipsticks. We do custom T-shirts. We're moving into some other pieces that I'll leave for our relaunch, our winter relaunch, and all of it is focused on unique pieces. So if we do create or design anything, we just create and design that one piece just so that it's unique, so that no one else is wearing what you're wearing, because I am here for being different and standing out and being just not walking in the same direction as everybody else. I've just always been like that. If everyone's going left, I tend to want to go right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Not bad.
just that, and I'm fully embracing. Like I said, I'm passionate about women just embracing their uniqueness, and I am finally at that place where I realize that God created me different. Even the people that I end up ministering to, are unique, and we don't all sound the same. And you know what? It is okay. It is
Yeah.
absolutely okay to stand out. We don't need to, God did that create carbon copies, and just be you, do you, boo. So that's how I'm just here. But
I know that's right.
and then the road to ministry, I have to, I mean, of course, God called me into ministry. I was surprised that he would call me into public ministry because, truthfully speaking, I'm not big on public speaking. I was always the background cheerleader. I will cheer you on from the back. If you need a towel, I got you. You need some water, I got you. I did not, I did not want to be out front. But he called me there. And so, but I have to stop and actually, give thanks to God, but also have to give thanks to my pastors, Pastor Daniel and Sabrina Mangrum, at Cornerstone Peaceful Bible Baptist Church, because I mean, they've been instrumental in helping me to cultivate an understanding of God, an understanding of Christ, and just embracing just all that He's done, everything He's calling me into. And I will say my pastor teaches this amazing ministers class, and oh my gosh, it changed my life. It gave me such wisdom and such insight in the Bible that actually helped to take my relationship with God to a whole new level. And it was in those moments that I thought, you know what, this is what I want to do for other people. I want to be able to take those big things, those big pieces of the Bible or of God, and help people break them down into bite-sized pieces and realize that God is for you. Even the Old Testament is relevant today. The New Testament is relevant today. God, 2,000 years ago, Christ is still speaking, and everything is relevant today. So that is how I got here.
Wow. And one of the things that I heard you say is helping women to be okay with them. And that's a hard thing. You already know. And I think all as women, we've all been there, at some point in our lives, wondering if we were good enough.
Mm.
Some of us, we too fat, or we too this, or we got this and we got that. And overcoming those obstacles is very difficult for a lot of women. So how do you work with women to be okay with being who you are? Because that's, at the end of the day, it's me, myself, and I.
Yeah. It still just it goes back. It all goes back to God. It all goes back to God. And it goes back to realizing that He said that He created us in His image, right? Mm-hmm. And that, we are fearfully and wonderfully made. So that means from the top of my head to the very tips of my toes, whether my hair is curly, wavy, straight, whether I have no hair, it's blonde, it's red, whether my eyes are big or small or brown or green, or whether my cheeks are chunky, whatever it is, whether I'm 10 pounds overweight, 10 pounds underweight, it doesn't matter. If God made me fearfully and wonderfully, that means that everything about me is perfect. That means that everything about me is good. And it took me embracing that before I could pour that out to somebody else. I had to get that part about me, because I was one of those women who I picked everything apart about myself. I would look in the mirror and I just would say, oh my gosh, your cheeks are too big, or, I have a little bit of a lisp, and you can hear, and just everything I could find, I would pick it apart. And then one day God had me look in the mirror and He said, if I made you and I don't make mistakes, then why are you picking yourself apart? And so I try to encourage women to have that same thought process, that you are unique. None of us have the same fingerprint. So why do we want to have the same attitudes? Why do we want to be just like somebody else? If my thumbprint is different from, my husband's thumbprint, or I have brothers and sisters, their thumbprint, why would I want to be like somebody else? I mean, I think Steve Jobs said it best. Be you, because everybody else is already taken.
That's right.
Every time I try to do somebody else or be somebody else or tear myself apart, basically what I'm saying is, God, you're not good. God, you made a mistake. Mm-hmm. And how can I trust in a God that makes mistakes when the Bible clearly says He doesn't make mistakes? So you're perfect just the way you are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. I like the way you put that. And ladies out there, and I know some of you ladies are feeling that way, stop it right now.
Today, stop it. You perfect. Married, single, whatever, you're perfect just the way you are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So tell us your motivation to be a part of the anthology.
So Reverend Allison actually attends Cornerstone with me. She is one of my sisters in ministry. And when I saw that she did the first two series, and I wasn't able to be a part of those. And when I saw she was doing the third one, and that Empowered to Win, in this season, that's what spoke to me, because that was the work that God was doing in me during this whole pandemic. When he had us all kind of shut down and shut away, he was dealing with me on reminding me that I'm already empowered. I already have the authority to win, to conquer, because he gave it to me. And that he was just waiting for me to realize, baby girl, from jump, you had it. And so when I saw the title, I thought, you know what? That's such a powerful title. I definitely want to be a part of that. And because we all have stories to tell, the word of God says they overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. And so we have to be willing to share what's happened. We have to be willing to be transparent, because we are called to strengthen the brethren. I can't strengthen you if I don't show you or tell you what I went through. I can't be so caught up in what you might think about it that I don't give what God took me through, because then that means I'm wasting what he did, and God wastes nothing, And so I really wanted to I said, you know what? It's time. It's time to open your mouth. It's time to share. God brought you through this. Somebody else may be waiting. You may be somebody else's prayer. You might be the answer to somebody else's prayer. Mm-hmm. So when I saw that, I said, you know what? I'm on it. Allison, let me know what you need.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And speaking of Allison, we got a shout out from her. Great evening, everyone. Great evening to you too, Allison. Absolutely. So, give us a little snippet of what people can look forward to in your chapter.
So, my chapter is titled Mourning, MOURNING, to Mourning, MORNING. And so, in my chapter, basically, I talk about how loss changes us, but it doesn't have to define us. It happens to us, but it doesn't have to be something that we wear like a garment that doesn't fit for the rest of our lives. And I hope that through my chapter, people realize that God can heal our hearts. Grief is not something that we have to go through for the rest of our life. And I wanted to encourage the readers to embrace those valley moments, those dark times that may happen, because it's in those dark moments, it's in those shadows, it's in those times where God is developing and he's equipping us for the assignments that he has. And so I hope that the readers take away from it that it's okay to go to be in that moment. It doesn't mean that God has for any reason forsaken you. It doesn't mean that you've done anything wrong, but then to also be real and be honest and be open, to God of how you feel, because he's not remiss at your feelings. Sometimes we have a tendency, especially I feel like sometimes as Christians, and then even sometimes as ministers of the Bible, we have a tendency to want to throw things on the back, and because we believe that we're supposed to say, okay, well, this person passed away, and so I'm fine, I'm okay with it, I got to move forward. And actually, you have the right to grieve. The Bible even says, blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. So you can mourn for a lost person. You can go to God and say, I don't understand, God, why that happened. I don't, that hurts, and he wants those moments, because it's in those moments that the true relationship is cultivated and the true relationship with God is developed. And it's in those moments. And for me, and I'm not going to go too much into it, but I know just for me, it was in that moment when it switched from me from being religion and it went into a relationship. It was when he was no longer the God that I.
Okay. Wow. Okay, so we've had a little bit of technical difficulty here, but we're going to keep it moving. And okay, Ruth, you're on mute.
Yeah, I've been coughing over here, so I muted myself. Well, we'll just keep moving, and we'll get a chance to talk with her again
Yes.
before long. So let's see, who do we have coming to us next? We have Gizelle Taylor-Daniels, who is a clinical office manager with the Family Medical Counseling Service Pediatric Department. Gisele is genuinely passionate about helping individuals achieve ultimate health care and is committed to promotion of preventive pediatric care. In addition, she enjoys serving her community. Her focus is to secure maximum results of prosperity and through community education efforts. Giselle holds a BA with honors in health services and a certificate as a community health worker from Trinity Washington University. Welcome, Giselle.
Yes. Well,
Hi. Hello.
hi. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for gracing our stage for sure. So, tell us a little bit in terms of the work that you do. Give us a little bit of details about what that looks like.
Sure. So I work for a nonprofit organization, as you spoke earlier, and the name is Family and Medical Counseling Service. And we pretty much serve communities of in Ward 7. So there I am an office manager, but I also operate not just in the pediatric department. I'm also familiar with working with the adult medicine as well, and some help in the other departments like substance abuse as well as mental health.
Ah, okay. Okay. So, what was your motivation to
Oh,
be a part of the anthology?
I've always had a desire to write. Um, I just like to educate. I'm big on education. I enjoy being educated, but I also enjoy sharing information that I have learned. I think, in my time, I had individuals who were part of my village who helped me. And so now that I am a little more educated, I feel it's my responsibility to go back to the community in which I run and educate them as well. So, giving them a little perspective on education, which was my drive, and to promote education, and not only just education, but to let individuals know, such as young adolescents as well as adults, that it is okay to trust God. And it is okay to be educated in your communities. And it is okay to be promoted for a healthy life and self care. So it was my opportunity to take advantage of the platform and do so.
Yes, yes, and all of which is so important to learn at a young age, especially the walk with God,
Absolutely.
because
Absolutely.
you're going to need that for every single thing and every single step.
Yes, ma'am. In every decision.
Yes, and to be able to get our young people to be a part of that early on will save them so much
Absolutely.
in life.
Absolutely.
So we definitely commend you for the work that you're doing with young people, and we can't get enough of you.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, and to
Passion.
me, whether you have kids or not, as an adult, it is your responsibility
Mhm.
to help a kid.
Absolutely.
It is all of our responsibilities to help our children grow up to be an asset to the community.
Yes, the contributing factor to society.
Yes, exactly. And the thing that I always think about, one day I'm gonna be an old lady and I'm gonna be looking at these kids to take care of me, and I'm gonna do my part.
Oh,
I understand.
Yes, indeed. So give us a little bit of snippet about what your chapter is about.
So the title of my chapter is Surrender and Peace, and it's about relinquishing control,
Mm.
having the authority to actually relinquish the control and to trust God, and not even just trusting God in that aspect, but also having a peace of mind. Oftentimes, we walk around and individuals ask us, how are we? And most every times our responses are, oh, I'm fine, I'm doing well, I'm okay. But in reality, we could be that, but are we having peace? Do we have peace? Do we obtain peace in our daily lives? And so you'll learn about, the readers will learn about relinquishing control, navigating through life in peace, but also having self care for yourselves,
Hmm.
being
Mhm.
empowered by that peace.
Yes.
Oh,
Now, talk about self care because I think we need to actually talk about that a little bit. Now, self care, define it for yourself. What is it for you?
Self care for me, and it's so interesting that you asked me that. We were just having this in a Bible study, my sisters and I. Self care is just having that opportunity to take that time to yourself. Um, Women, we have been known to multitask all of our lives. We have work, we have home, we have relationships outside of home. And oftentimes we don't take that time for ourselves just to decompress. So, self care for me is having an opportunity to sit alone, to sit still, to hear from my Father above, to take the time to be able to read scripture. And even sometimes for me, it just means a bathtub with bubble baths,
mhm.
soaking and just decompressing and being able to have a clear mind, not having to answer to anything or anyone at that moment, just being still, me and God.
Mhm. I love it. And I think sometimes women feel guilty when they first begin that walk because it's uncomfortable because they're not used to it.
Yes, you actually do at some point in time feel a little guilty, but we have to learn how to embrace care for ourselves. If we don't take care of ourselves as women, how can we possibly take care of any other one?
Absolutely.
And we have oftentimes our plates are so full that sometimes we have to just say, give me a moment. And self care also means it's okay to say, not right now.
Mm. All righty there. Not right now.
No is a complete answer.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes, it is. And I'm just can't wait to read your chapter because even though we hear this all the time,
Mhm.
self care, self care, self care, but a lot of times we don't do it.
Yeah, I just had a conversation trying to convince one of my siblings that it's okay. It's okay. Take 5 to 10 minutes just to say, let me sit down after work and decompress. Make everyone understand that when I first come home, please give me a moment. Give me my moment.
Mhm.
Give me my moment. Oftentimes, as parents and women and wives, we are bombarded. And it's okay. It's the love. We understand that. But at some point, we need to be able to decompress, to be able to give back to you.
Yes, in my house, I've got you don't want nothing, you ain't get nothing, I don't know nothing. So they know to leave me alone when I'm in that mode. And I'm telling you, it's wonderful because I mean, I'm busy all the time, busy, busy, busy. And that downtime, I look forward to it.
Absolutely.
I absolutely look forward to it. I'm like, oh, it's downtime. Woo-hoo. And everybody knows in the house when it's my time.
Mhm.
And they pretty much stay out of my way. They, like I
Mhm.
said, you don't know, I don't know nothing. You don't want nothing. I ain't got nothing, nothing.
And we have to teach individuals.
You do.
We have to teach them.
You really do. Well, Giselle, you have been a pleasure, and we are looking forward to reading your chapter. So thank you so much for
Thank you.
gracing our stage today. We truly appreciate you.
Thanks again.
Absolutely. All righty. That was definitely a good reminder.
Mhm. Yeah, we need to
Take,
take care of ourselves.
yes, we do. Okay.
Ready for our next person? We welcome Reverend Suzette Hampton, who is a minister, realtor, entrepreneur, and author. As founder of Trees of Righteousness Women's Ministry, She encourages and empowers women by providing opportunities for spiritual growth, meaningful fellowship, and a safe and supportive environment in which to confront and be healed from spiritual, mental, and emotional pain and trauma. Welcome, Reverend Hampton.
Good
Yes.
evening, ladies.
Good evening. How are you?
I am great, and thank you guys so much for having me. I'm so honored to be here tonight.
We are honored to have you. So, beginnings.
Yes.
How did you evolve into what you doing right now?
Wow. Well, I grew up in church all my life. My father was a pastor, and I think um, what I know to be true is that God allows circumstances and situations to occur in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
For things, stuff that we don't even, reasons that we don't even understand at the time. I have grown up with a huge heart for hurting people. And a lot of that is because of my life's experiences. And so that was the natural path for me to take a course that would allow me to assist and to help people who have experienced trauma, pain, emotional, turmoil and things of that nature. I became a realtor because I love to serve people. I've been serving. I'm the oldest of my parents' children. I've taken care of my siblings since forever, and I've always enjoyed serving other people. So real estate for me isn't necessarily about the money. I mean, the money's great, but for me, it's more about being a servant. In actuality, that's what I do. That's what my life is about. In the women's ministry, in real estate, um, and in regular ministry, my life is about serving. That's what I enjoy. That's what God has honored me, blessed me to be able to do.
All righty now. And I think at some point, most people need to understand that we all need to be servants.
Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, that's what we all are supposed to be.
Yes.
You guys are serving a purpose in the community, even right now with your broadcast. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So you're absolutely right. We are all meant to be servants of one another.
Yes. And I feel like, leadership comes from service.
Mhm.
Yes. And the best leaders are servants,
Yeah.
right? Christ was the best example of that. He
Absolutely.
served. He was the absolute best leader that ever existed, but he was a servant. He served
Mhm.
everyone.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He definitely didn't pick and choose.
I know, ma'am.
And sometimes, and I say that because sometimes we pick and choose who we want to
Unfortunately, that's
serve.
true.
You know, um, I will never forget, I went to a play down in Baltimore many years ago. And it was this guy dressed up outside that was raggedy and all bummed up and
Hmm.
pretty much just standing there. And everybody that would walk into the theater would like look at him like, "Ooh," like, leave me alone. Why are you here? Kind of thing.
Hmm.
Turns out it was the person that was standing out there all bummy was a part of the cast.
Nice lesson.
That was good.
Very
Mhm.
nice lesson. And
Hmm.
in that and I think I was really young then, but in that moment, that message said to me, you can never judge a person by their cover. Ever, 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 ever.
No,
Mhm.
no. But unfortunately, that happens very, very often in our society. You
Yeah.
know,
Yes.
um, one of the things that the women's ministry that I had, we are really big on community service, and for the past 3 years, the community that we have been serving most is the community, the homeless community. Those people who have so much less than we do, and it's been very rewarding. It's been extremely rewarding to be able to help someone else and to not one of the things that we focus on is making them feel just as important as anyone else. We want them to understand that you, just because of your circumstance doesn't mean that you are any less important than anyone else. We all have circumstances. Some of us, our circumstances are better than others in this moment, but that doesn't mean that you are any less important than anyone else.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
To be able to serve someone and give them their dignity is
Yes, that's
so
so important.
critical.
Yes.
And you know, we have the homeless with us, and we have those opportunities in any situation to give someone their dignity. You know,
Yes.
be it a grocery clerk, be it um, just about anyone. We are always in that position to honor another person as someone superior to ourselves.
Yes,
And very
ma'am.
often we don't do that. And it creates situations where homeless people begin to believe that they're nothing.
Yes.
And then they just slide downhill. They just gradually lose it little by little by little. And it's not true. And I'm saying that because I've had the experience to work with that same population years ago in Manhattan, in the, what do they call it? Right down by Port of Authority. And I was amazed when some of these people came to light who they really were. Just like that man that was all dressed like a bummy and all that. Then you find out he's part of the play. These people were amazing. There were people who had multiple degrees. There was one who was at one time was a concert pianist. So we never know who we are passing by and sticking our nose up in the air and going, ooh.
Mm-hmm. For
So,
sure.
Absolutely. And it also, we also have to remember God said, I'm not a respecter of persons,
yeah.
right? I don't treat one person better or worse because of, their state in life or their position or anything like that. We are to love everyone the same way. We are to treat everyone the same way. That's our mandate. That's our responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Absolutely.
that brings to mind, this conversation brings to mind one of the um, accounts of Jesus when he
Mm.
met a man who was filled with many demons.
Yes.
And I have read that story many times, but the last time I read it, I realized that Jesus asked this demon possessed man his name,
Mm.
talking about giving someone dignity,
Mm.
even in the most ungodly situation.
Mhm.
It's so much about giving people their dignity.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that's one of the things that I do enjoy about what we do here
Mhm.
at JMMB is we give people their dignity. You know, it's a place where people can have their dignity. So,
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay. What was your motivation to be a part of the anthology?
Oh, wow. I have been a lover of words since I was a kid. Becoming an author has been on my vision board for more than 15 years.
Wow.
And like Reverend Shantae, when I saw was made aware of the name of the anthology, it jumped out at me. Empowered to Win. Because as you guys spoke about earlier in the broadcast, how many of us are really have self-love? How many of us love ourselves? How
Mm.
many of us respect ourselves? How many of us understand that we are actually empowered to win, regardless of what our circumstances might say in the moment, regardless of what our experiences may have been or may currently be? We are already empowered to win. I think, and it was just that ray of hope. That title jumped out at me like a ray of hope for all people. And I wanted to be able to contribute something to the anthology that would bring other people hope. It
Yes.
was amazing.
Yes. And a snippet of your chapter.
My chapter is called Unbecoming to Become.
Mm.
And it is about understanding, helping people understand that our experiences don't define us, right?
Mhm.
Although we have allowed them to.
Oh, yeah.
Oftentimes we've allowed our experiences
Mhm.
to define us. And so my chapter talks about, it speaks to my experience of unbecoming what I was never meant to be, and becoming in order to become who God created me to be. So
Wow.
it's very it's very transparent. It's a very honest account of some of my life's experiences, but it is also full of hope. And like I said, that is my desire. That's what I want to leave with people: hope, um, encouragement. I want to. I pray that my chapter encourages people to accept who they are, right? And understand that who I am today is not the end of my story. This is not the end of the chapter for me. I
Mhm.
mean, this is a chapter, but my story doesn't end here.
Right.
I'm not the woman I am today. Is not the woman I was in 2019, and the woman I am today, prayerfully, well, I won't be the same woman in 2023, right? So it is a chapter about hope, and my prayer is that people read it and are encouraged.
Absolutely. And
Awesome.
we can't get enough encouragement. That's
Mhm.
Absolutely right,
Right.
especially nowadays with everything that's going on in the world.
absolutely. And
Yes, ma'am.
I just love the work that we do because we get to get empowered and encouraged by people like you every day, all day long.
Awesome.
And I
Awesome.
am so blessed and thank God for the opportunity to that He surrounded us with
Yes.
people that are all about raising each other up.
Yes, I love it.
I
I
love it
love it.
too, and I'm just really just grateful and thankful.
Mm-hmm.
Just grateful and thankful. Well, Miss Suzette, we are so happy to have had you grace our stage. You are a beautiful
Thank you.
soul,
Thank you so
and
much.
keep on doing what you're doing. And we will definitely be following you. And this is it's just beginning. This is
Thank you very much.
beginning.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
So what we're gonna do, we're gonna bring everybody back up uh, into the so that way we can give some last comments or words about this was awesome. I am just really happy that everybody graced our stage today and gave our audience hope. You know, be who you are.
Mhm.
You know, just be who God wants you to be. You know, stop fighting the feeling, so to speak, and surround yourself with people that can help you develop that muscle. Because sometimes we can't always do it by ourselves. We need people that are going to help us to be able to build that muscle, you know. And then once that muscle is built, then we need to share that with somebody else and help somebody else build that muscle and keep that train moving.
Mhm. So I know I really have enjoyed this. I've enjoyed each interview. I've learned something from each one of you. Thank you so much for being here. And I know that all of you got to where you are at the moment through your own struggles, but through your faith and by prayer, you've turned it into something positive. And that's what I'm hearing. I'm really looking forward to reading your book, uh, each chapter. So thank you so much for being here and continue doing what you're doing. Continue doing you because that's what we each do best.
Absolutely. Thank you guys
Thank
again
you.
so much.
Thank you so much.
And before we wrap up, we're going to go around the room. How can people get in contact with you? We're going to start with you, Suzette.
I can be reached at on Facebook at Suzette Swan Hampton, Swan with two N's. I'm on Instagram as Swannie SWANNIE_S. And I have my a website which is Suzette Hampton.com.
All righty. Miss Giselle.
I am on Facebook as Gizelle Taylor-Daniels, as well as LinkedIn as Gizelle Taylor-Daniels.
All righty. And Miss Shantae.
I am on Facebook as Shantae Moody. I am on Instagram as I am Shantae Moody, all together. I'm also on LinkedIn as Shantae Moody, and I am on Twitter as just Shantae.
All right now. Well, thank you so much.
Ida, don't
Yeah.
forget to, we need to read out some shout outs that we have. We have two more.
Oh, we do? All right. Hang on. Let me go get the shout outs. All right. So we've got Allison, great interview authors. And then we have I almost forgot. Natasha Mills, beautiful jobs, ladies. Can't wait to read the book. All righty. Well, thank you so much, Natasha and Allison, for tuning in with us with these beautiful ladies. And we are definitely looking forward to following their journeys as they continue to move through life, helping other people.